Hey guys, welcome to a Drugstore Diaries. I feel like we haven't done something even remotely drugstore related in a really long time. I would say this is kind of accumulated through the past few months. I'm not saying I'm not interested in drugstore makeup, but when it comes to complexion products, I don't know why. It's like I'm like so lazy to match myself because typically there's no testers, so you're kind of like hoping you're getting the right color, or you have to buy two shades and return one, or I don't know. I think that is what turns me off about complexion products at the drugstore. And then as far as color makeup goes, color cosmetics, I'm just not that interested. And then when I say drugstore, I mean it in the most traditional sense. L'Oreal, Maybelline, CoverGirl, what's another one? Neutrogena, Almay, like those brands. I mean, I love Milani, so there's a lot of stuff that I will pick up from there, but I mean like drugstore in the most traditional sense. Okay, so let's talk about the first thing I have on. It's the L'Oreal True Match Nude Hyaluronic Tinted Serum. My shade is in Light Pale 2-3. I have it on today, and I put it on with oh, the sun came up, I forgot. Okay, so I put it on with a sponge. I do like this. And I've mentioned before, I am not someone that builds makeup. If I put it on and that's one layer, that's one layer. I'm not really building this up. I'll probably either go in with a concealer, or this is making this look really good right now. To be fair, I put this on with a sponge on my whole face, and I went in with the e.l.f. concealer I'm gonna show you like here. So the glow you're seeing might be from the e.l.f. concealer, but you can see on my skin. Never mind. It's making it look really perfect. Oh, maybe around my mouth area. So you can see like I have a little bit of like a blemish healing there. Around my mouth is always darker. So you'll still see all that. So it doesn't really cancel out a lot of me. If you have a lot of redness, I don't think it'll remove that for you. You could try building it. But this kind of formula that really, where you have to shake it, I think it's really hard to build with these formulas, because it's almost as if once that first layer dries, the second layer will have a hard time kind of meshing with it properly, you know what I'm saying? So I like this, I don't love it. Also, I find that it could be the fault of the products I'm going to show you, but I've just like, this is something where powders layer on top of it well, but I don't know that I like it when I put cream products on top of it. Typically cream products do the best when you put it on an unset face, but I still don't think it's a super win. So if you are my shade, you'll like this. I think if you have dry skin, combo maybe. I'm not saying I find it drying, but I don't find it moisturizing either for something that has hyaluronic acid on the bottle. Now, I'm always a little confused when I read about hyaluronic acid being in like a foundation or a concealer, because we know that hyaluronic acid draws moisture either from the air or from your skin. So that is why we layer hyaluronic acid with a moisturizer or an oil or something to lock it in. So it's a little confusing to me. There also might not be a huge amount of hyaluronic acid in here, you know what I'm saying? So it's debatable. So I picked up another shade of the e.l.f. Brightening Concealer, the Flawless Brightening Concealer. I love this concealer so much. For eye prep though, I'll say I use this. This is the Pacifica Dreamlit Glow Under Eye Brightener. It has a bit of a yellow tint. It dries matte. At first I thought I could use this kind of as like a highlighter, but it doesn't really leave a glow. It definitely dries matte, and then you can put your concealer on top of it. The reviews for this are glowing. I would highly recommend reading them to see if you fit any of those people's like their preferences or what they look for. Because for me, I do get darkness, but I think my darkness at this point in time is from just like losing volume. So I feel like whenever I'm on camera now, I always see like little divots, which I don't know, that happens. But I do like this for eye prep. It is brightening. When you put like a medium to high coverage concealer on top of this, it definitely does perfect your eyes to look very full coverage, because it is kind of, there's that bit of glow. Something else I've been loving even more, but is significantly more expensive and it's not drugstore, is the Eyeliner Concentrate from Beauty Bio. I think this is very much like a eye brightener slash primer slash eye cream slash, you know, it's like this kind of 3-in-1 thing that is amazing. It's a pump. You just pump it right here and you get a little bit of like product here. I use very little because again, it's expensive. I think it's $59. I got it with Ulta points and a 20% off. So I paid nothing for it and it was kind of discounted. But this I think is amazing for pre-concealer. So they kind of do different things. I'm just putting this out there as like, this is an under eye thing I'm really loving. Anyway, so I had always been using the medium 30W from e.l.f. and I would use it under my eyes. I picked up 33W since it was the next warm shade up, but 33 is quite dark slash kind of almost like orangey, so I would mix it and kind of use it as a corrector. It is still slightly too dark for my face, so I realized there was a shade 32N kind of in between the two that runs neutral. So I'm kind of excited because I have this under my eyes, I have it on any other areas I wanted to conceal today. So those are the swatches right here, 30W, 32N, 33W, and that is the Pacifica after it's kind of dried. So it has a slight yellow gold tinge to it. I am going to try and use it on other areas of darkness. I think that'll be interesting. I have a couple blushes that I've been using that I really like. The first one is the Almay Healthy Hue Blush in Pink Flush. I have 2 other shades of this. This is so pretty. I just think it was either on sale on like Amazon or something, or Ulta, and it was like $2 or $3, something ridiculous, right? And then the L'Oreal Age Perfect. This is in Marigold, and it's really beautiful. It's an orangey blush. If you are someone that wants an orangey blush and you want something from the drugstore, quality on this, amazing. Sits beautiful on the face. I do have the Almay pink one on my cheeks today, but we're gonna, there, you can kind of see it a little bit. The combination of the sun and the e.l.f. concealer is really making my cheeks glow, which I'm not against, but I think it's also making it a little difficult to, there you go, you can really see the blush there. Almay Pink Flush and the L'Oreal Marigold, really, really pretty. I try not to do too heavy of swatches sometimes, or I try to start the swatch heavier on one side and lighter on the other, so you kind of get an idea of, you know, because you don't apply blush like this. We don't, I mean, I don't. I know some people really love blush. I am just someone who is enjoying blush now. Another item that is new to me, I was at CVS and randomly saw this. It's the Flower Beauty Spotlight Liquid Highlighter. Mine is in the shade Opal. There were 3 shades. There's a more pinky toned one and like a more golden bronze one. From seeing swatches of the other ones, a lot of people were thinking maybe they're dupes for Charlotte Tilbury. Like the rosy one might be a dupe for maybe the, is it Peachgasm and Rosegasm? Is that the name of them? And then the darker one could be like a contour, but they are in fact all just kind of glowy highlighters made for like different depths of skin tone. So I have this down my nose today. I think I'm in between. You know, the applicator is the same as the Charlotte Tilbury, so Flower Beauty has now duped this. The Beauty Pie has duped it. I like this. I don't love it. I think I have it down my nose and I have to put it on very sparingly because it is quite metallic. Let me put it on without blending it out. Okay, so there it is, not blended out. When it is blended out, I still find it to be, I don't want to say the word pigmented, but like kind of like pigmented. It's heavy. The concentration of the shimmer is high. How about that? So I have it down the nose, but it is extremely, I put like the smallest amount. I feel like this, if you put it on your cheeks and you do have texture, you'll definitely see it. Okay, so next we'll talk about lips. I have the NYX Line Loud pencils. They're reminiscent of the Sephora Rouge gel pencils to me, so, but those have a bit of a gloss to it. These are matte. So I have the shade Daring Damsel, which the tip kind of broke when I opened it. The tip is soft, we'll say that much. So this is Daring Damsel, and I also have a slightly darker shade that I also have on the lips today called Goal Crusher. And I was in Ulta yesterday looking at all of the shades, and I want to get Global Citizen. That looks like right up my alley. It's kind of like a nude. It might be kind of like Iconic Nude from Charlotte Tilbury, not sure. So I like these two a lot. They will swatch deeper. As you know, with a lot of nudes, it's difficult to tell. So that is Daring Damsel, that is Goal Crusher. And then we have this Flower Beauty lipstick. It's called Tiger Lily. I really like this. It's one of those like gel formulas that sits on your lips. So the wear time isn't long, but it definitely doesn't emphasize your dryness per se. So I like that. Actually, here, let me give you a close-up of what the color looks like. It looks more peachy pink, but on me, I think it just goes a lot more pink. I also have a gloss on top, which is kind of disrupting the situation right now. The gloss I have on is the Maybelline Lifter Gloss. This is not new. This is in the shade Pearl, and I have that in the center of the lip, so that's what's giving the shine. So there's a swatch of the lipstick in Tiger Lily. Next, I want to talk about some eyeshadow quads. They're all by the same brand. It's the Lip Bar. I've got Brown Bombshell, which is something I showed you before, but I actually picked up a new one late last year. My sister had come to visit, like all of my siblings were here in July, and she travels for work, and she had one of those like long palettes, and it barely fit in her makeup bag. I also gave her a new makeup bag because that hers looked real beat up, but I was like, this is a really good quad because you have your kind of transition shade, crease shade, a little something for the outer corner. You can go kind of pretty with this one. It's almost, I almost prefer this, not almost, I do prefer this formula to the ColourPop Super Shocks. It's extremely beautiful, soft, and the pigment is gorgeous. I think after purchasing more of their quads, I think they have maybe 4 formulas. They have their matte formula. They have their matte formula with a little bit of shimmer in it that doesn't show up on the eyes. They have this kind of more soft metallic finish, as well as this more, I don't know, cream shadow. It's a cream to powder shadow. So that is my favorite one, I would say, and I think if you're gonna start off, I highly recommend this. I believe Lip Bar is a Black-owned brand. Pigment is amazing. The formulas of all of their shadows that I've tried are awesome. So I'm very curious as to like maybe why, I don't know, I want like a big palette. This one is Ebony Eyes, a little darker, deeper. This one has larger chunks, but they press out on your lids really pretty. I have this on my lid today. I have like a combination of all of these quads on, and then this kind of like shimmery red I sometimes will use like, I could use it on my whole lid, but I like really using it like right here. And the newest one to my collection is Smoker's Lounge. I typically would never pick this up, but I am like all about kind of like cool tone, not cool tone per se, but like a cool tone smoky eye. I picked up the Byredo Quint that has like the smokier shades that they came out with for holiday last year, so I'm really into that. I have been so into smaller eyeshadow palettes, guys. I picked up the Ford Metallust, which I would say if you have the change, pick it up, but it's not my super favorite. I grabbed the Chanel Mediterranean, which is beautiful. I have 3 Byredo Quints at this point. We have the Metal Boots in Snow, the Corporate Colors, and then the Fête Noire, I think. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but it's like the smoky holiday one that came out. I've been into smaller eyeshadow palettes, not really sure why, but that's where we're at. Here's Brown Bombshell, Ebony Eyes, and Smoker's Lounge. I love the name of that, Smoker's Lounge. Look at this pigment. Look at this. I don't care if you're drugstore, mid-range, high-end luxury, like, what is this? This is beautiful. They blend out beautifully every time I use these. I'm like, why don't I use them more? They're so beautiful. Lip Bar. Oh, their lip liners, also amazing. I haven't tried that much more from them. They have complexion products. I'm a little scared to like shade match. I'm not really sure where I'd be, and I don't want to like buy it and return it. So you can find Lip Bar at Target. That's where I pick up my products. God, this lighting is really weird. Do I look pink? I might look a little pink. I also just might. I don't have any bronzer on today. I only have blush, which could also explain why I think I look pink. Anyway, I picked up this Maybelline concealer in the shade Warm Olive, you know, the sponge tip one. This just has different packaging. It's like the Marvel something. Anyway, I wanted to use it as a bronzer. It's kind of a warm tone. You would think it would look beautiful. This color is beautiful, but every time I like kind of blend it out, I don't know if I just don't like it or if my cheeks tend to have an issue where like things just don't like to blend, even when I'm having like a really good day with makeup and using really great products. This cheek always has issues, and whenever I use this in tandem with like, I don't know, another powder bronzer, or I try to use a cream blush with it. It just never, I don't know. It does really beautiful with the nose contour, which we don't have contour today, but I'm kind of like iffy on this. Whenever I see people use concealers as contours, like darker shades, I'm always like, does it look good on camera only and it doesn't look good in person? Because I haven't really, contour wands, contour sticks, those actually look good as contours on me and blend out properly, whereas the concealers don't really do the same thing for me. Okay, next is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow in the shade Peach Bums. This has been touted as a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Peachgasm. The swatch is beautiful, okay? But this, I can only use it on an unset face. It is quite pigmented, actually. Whenever I use this and I forget that I've added some powder and I put this on, I'm like, oh, fucked it up. And I have to remove all of my makeup. Actually, today, when I talked about this foundation, I actually went in, forgot that I put powder on. I was using this product and I was using this product. I'm like, oh my God, neither of these products do well with powder. And I had to redo my whole face, like from here down. So I try to always do my eyes first because I usually don't have to remove my eye makeup, but I often in the winter, especially now when I've had some kind of allergic reaction, that I think then just transition into eczema on my face, which has never also happened, and it's very scary. I actually know what it's like to have sensitive skin now. I've always kind of had sensitive body skin, but I've never had sensitive face skin. Can put whatever I want on it. But recently in the past month, like it's been 3 or 4 weeks now, I've had sensitive skin where skincare burns, skincare hurts me, skincare makes me want to scratch layers off. I'm gonna film something because I have gone through the gamut of what I have in my skincare, and I've also purchased products that I know, so I will include this later on. We're gonna talk about sensitive skincare because girl has experience now. Okay, so this is kind of like, I don't know. I think because of the effort involved in using this, I probably just won't anymore. But the problem is, here's the thing, it looks better on unset skin, but it also doesn't stay as long. So that's also an issue. Okay, so lastly is a quad from e.l.f. called I Love You Latte. I thought this would be great. I thought this would be something I could keep in my purse because it's like small, weighs nothing, has most of the shades that I would use, like if I needed to like correct my crease, if I wanted to add some depth. Sometimes when you have watery eyes, you lose the pigment maybe on the outer corner or inner corner and you're just like, now I look weird. And it also has this kind of brow bone shade, brow bone shade. You can use either as a face powder in a pinch. I was like, this is gonna be amazing. I use this twice. They apply beautifully. And then once you get the eyeshadows on, you're like, oh, that looks good. But then you start doing like more eyeshadow or you do other parts of your makeup, then you look again and this has faded. And you reapply. And it just fades. And then by the time you're done with your makeup, it looks like you really don't have any eyeshadow on, like barely. And then throughout the day, it's just gone. So prior to this, I had the green one, which to be fair, like darker shades and like green and purple, blue, they're harder to formulate, so I get it. Like I also kind of liked it, didn't love it, and this all matte one I really thought was going to be like the one for me, but no, I didn't like this. Fades. To round out the rest of the makeup that I didn't share with you I used Milani. Milani makes my favorite eyeliners at the drugstore. I'll just tell you that right now, hands down. I have 3 versions. We have the Stay Put eyeliner, the Stay Put eyeliner waterproof, and then there's Supreme Kohl Kajal. All of them. I think they only have this in black, the Kajal, but I love using it on the top and the bottom, and you just get this like smoky, sooty look. It's beautiful, it's soft, it goes on great. Today I have the Milani Stay Put Regular in Semi-Sweet, which is a brown, and I put it in the top up there, and I used it in my waterline, and I think it looks really, really pretty. And then the ones that are used the most often are these Stay Put Waterproof, and I have a black, a brown. Were there other colors? I tend to buy eyeliners without shimmer. I don't really like shimmer eyeliners because, I don't know, the look it creates is not the look I'm going for. So anyway, I wanted to share that. So that concludes our drugstore diaries. We're gonna dip into some drugstore skincare items, body care items I picked up recently too, and we'll have that in another clip or another video. Thank you for watching. I will see you soon.